growing my locks in 2002, so it's been about 11 years now. The reason I started growing my locks is because I picked up this book in 1995 before I was headed down to Voorhees College. A week before I left, a month and a half after I got down there and settled in, I started reading this book, and it opened up my eyes. It opened up my eye and opened up my eyes to what was going on and how my school education from kindergarten to 12th grade never taught us these things. They always taught us that we were slaves. They always taught us that Martin Luther King. They always taught us Malcolm X. They always taught us all of the things they didn't want us to know, per se. After I finished reading this book had about maybe 30 to 45, maybe 50 pages. It was called Our Bondage. It was authored by Malachi Z. York. And I didn't know who he was, but on the cover it was, at that time I didn't know. On the cover it was black faces, and I was always into black people. I love to know about our history. So it was black people on the front, and it said Our Bondage, and I was like, what is this? But at this time they were Egyptian images on the front. At that time it was Egyptian images on the front, Kemetic images on the front. And that opened my eyes to a lot of things. That got me to reading the Holy Quran. That got me to reading more of the Bible. That got me reading the Holy Tablets when I got out of school in 2000. Came back home, I had the Holy Tablets, and I read that all the way through, which was authored by Malachi Z. York. And I started boom, running into brothers who was in the New Nubian Nation. And I run into Brother Jafar, and I started reasoning with Sanusi. So for him to ask that question, it's very prevalent, and I can never forget that, because that's a good dude, and we always talked about hip-hop. So yeah, to answer your question, I started growing my locks in 2002. It's been 11 years now. And I didn't change my religious belief. I think I enhanced them more. I think I opened up myself to read more and not close myself on one thing, zero in on it, and miss out everything else. I was raised by my grandma. We was raised as Christians. We went to church Sunday. We went to church Wednesday and Friday night, sometimes Saturday nights. Joy night, shut in, was from Friday to Sunday. That was Easter week. So we stayed in there till Sunday morning, ate breakfast, came back to church in my Sunday suit looking fly. Boom. Yeah. And stayed in all day. So this opened up my religious beliefs, because without religion and having a structure, your spirituality would be off balance. So I think religion in its core, not its man-made position, but in its core, gives you stability. It gives you foundation, and then your spirituality will be shaky. The deal with the Proceeds Project is that we raise money for prostate cancer, and we give that to a prostate cancer foundation so it can be distributed out through those who need it. And I did it 4 years ago. It's 2012, so count backwards. 4 years ago, let's count together. 12, 11, 10, 09. I released the album Electric Soul Force, and it was dedicated to my father, who didn't have prostate cancer. $1 was every money when you purchased it. $1 went to prostate cancer. So I said, man, let's call it the Proceeds Project, because the seeds are in the prostate. That's what makes the children. The seeds are in the prostate. It makes the children. It's a liquid substance. So the Proceeds Project, when it's projected out, it creates an idea. Enoch is just God in the physical. Queen, I'm just a man. I need you to understand. Time we can't waste. That was the last bar of my rhyme on Nike's song. He's just. Enoch is just God in the physical. Queen, I'm just a man. I'm still telling you that I'm God in the physical, but I'm just a man. I'm not telling you I'm the most high God. But God put us here on the planet as God and goddesses to have dominion over things, to teach and build and create communities. So that question, who is God? God is in me. So when we look at each other, it's a reflection of ourselves. We're reflecting God's creation. We are created in His image. So why not be a God? Not saying that we the all supreme God. That's what people get it twisted. We are the image and the likeness of the Most High. You know what I'm saying? So, and Erykah Badu was like, if we are made in His image, then call us by our names. Those intellects do not believe in God, but the fear is just the same. Oh, on and on. She's telling us, intellects do not believe in God, but they fear us just the same. So how does God factor in what I do daily? When I write, when I speak, when I talk, when I handle myself, that's how God is in me daily, because I activate Him daily with my prayers, with my oaths, with my communication to the ancestors, and getting more in tune with my culture. That's what it is. I didn't personally decide to attend the HBCU. In 92, I had a son. 91, he was about to be here sooner or later. 92, I had a son. And I didn't know what the hell a HBCU was, to be honest with you. I knew of black colleges, but I didn't know collectively they were called HBCUs. I had no idea. When I got there, I didn't even know. When I went to Voorhees College, I didn't even know it was a historically black college. I didn't even know that until we started doing the history of Evelyn Wright. Started doing the history of Ralph Voorhees, who was a white man. Gave Evelyn Wright some money to buy a land as long as she named the school after him. So technically it's not a HBCU. The founder is Elizabeth Evelyn Wright. That's the founder. But the back end where the money and the dough came from Ralph Voorhees, who was a white man. Gave Elizabeth Evelyn Wright this money. Evelyn Wright this money to buy the land. And that in turn made it Voorhees College, which was an Episcopal school. So it was funded by Episcopal churches, this money. So I didn't decide to go to HBCU. I went down there because my cousin was like, yo, you should come. Woo, 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 woo. And two of my cousins was graduating the following year. And my other cousin, you know what I mean, he was just doing his thing. So that left me dolo. I was like, damn, why the hell am I here? But the experience was great. I met great people. I still have contact with them today through Facebook, through telephone, through email. Every time we go to homecoming. So I don't diss Voorhees College because I have a lot of memories there. And someone once told me, Voorhees College, you will have friends for a lifetime. You would not be able to get rid of the he's. And that brother who told me that was Larry. Larry told me that, man. So shout out to Larry. He said that when we was on the Grove, on the top of the hill, you know what I mean? He said that. And I think he was graduating that next year. But yeah, so I still got great friends to this year. So HBCUs, I didn't decide to go. I was asked from my family members, my grandma granted that wish. I went down. What made me choose the name Enoch? It chose me. I didn't choose it. It's a quick story. I got off the bus, Greyhound. We were headed down to Augusta, Georgia to do a show. At this time, I was still going through my travels of finding myself, or myself finding me, and things of that nature. And I stepped off the Greyhound bus, and my good brother, Freedom Black, was there waiting to scoop us up. And he was like, you look like a Doffer. Oh, because you look like a Doffer God. Oh, man. I was like, who the hell is a Doffer? Matter of fact, I was still reading the Holy Tabs, but I haven't got to that chapter yet. He was like, oh, keep reading. You'll find out. He got the beard and everything. So I found out who a Doffer was, who was Enoch. Then I found out that Metatron was Enoch. After he got taken away into the plains, his name became Enoch, the voice of God. So I read in the Bible, Enoch was the seventh generation of Abraham, an Atom, seventh generation of Atom. So my last name is Stevenson. So you take the T out of my last name, is seventh son. So that's where you get Enoch, seventh prophet from, because all of us are prophets. You know what I'm saying? So Enoch was fitting because I was walking with God daily, not knowing it, but now realizing it, being illuminated, being awakened. Once again, I didn't want to be an MC. I wanted to be a DJ. So in 1990, I was in a group called Total Chaos. It was me, it was Frank, it was my good friend Quan, and Winston Bamboo Berry, who is no longer with us. We had a group called Total Chaos with the K. And actually, I gave that name to it. I was like, yo, let's call ourselves Total Chaos. But let's not just say CHOAS. Let's take the CH off and just put a K there. They was like, word, that sound fat. I like that jump. So we went with that. I was a DJ. My name was DJ Heathcliff because the brother, we went to Springbrook. I know some of y'all laughing. Tomorrow Heathcliff, the cat. And I was chubby dude, so the brother from around the way was like, yo, you cool as a cat, man. I'm gonna call you Heathcliff. So I bought a hat that had an H on it. I think it was like a Howard hat or Hampton hat or whatever. It had an H on it, and I put like little stones in it. And it was an H hat, but it stood for Heathcliff. So that didn't work out too well. And the purpose of that, because it didn't work out well, that wasn't my calling to be a DJ. That was Winston's calling to be a DJ. I got into MCing because of Frank, because Frank was ill with the lyrics. I seen him murder this one cat in the bathroom doing like a third period or something. Everybody was in there, and Frank crushed this dude. And I was like, ooh, I want to be an MC. So shout out to Frank, because Frank made me want to be an MC. So I continued to write. I started in 88. I started really seriously writing in 91, 92, 90, up until the present time, I'm still writing. And, you know, yeah. So that's what, and now I get to spread my own message. I have my own unique style. I have a way to get the music out that I want to the people, and impact hip-hop in a certain way that I wasn't able to if I would have stuck with the DJing thing. That wasn't my calling. Speech and speaking was my calling, and so I put that in a hip hop form, and I became the MC, the master of ceremony, the EMCEE. That's what I use. You know what I'm saying? The master of ceremony. So yeah. That's what made me become an MC. Frank Smith, 1990. Yeah. So shout out to Frank, man. That's what made me want to be an MC. Frank Smith, because he was ill with that off the top. Nobody was rhyming in Springbrook. Like, nobody was really rhyming in high school. As I mentioned before, Bamboo was Winston Berry. You know, rest his soul, rest in Uru, rest in peace. He was a good brother, you know, who was into the music heavy. I saw him not eat lunch for months, weeks, days, months, weeks to get a turntable, a Technique. And that was in 94, 95. He got a Gemini turntable. He got a mixer. Ooh, I'm sorry. I got to go further back than that. 93, because my son was born 92. 92, 93, he got a Gemini turntable. He saved up his money to get a Gemini turntable. He worked Pizza Hut. He worked daily to get a Gemini turntable. He had a 8-second sampler. He had a DAT machine, and that's it. His Earth Day came around. His mom, 3 years later, his mom ended up getting him Technique 1200s. And he had vinyl for days. He was like collecting vinyl for days. You know what I'm saying? So I think me and Winston got into music together because we was in the group Total Chaos in high school. I started writing in 88, living in Northwest Park. Me and Winston were friends, doing that up until he passed. So we got in the music thing together. What helped me try to spread the good news, Chuck D said that hip-hop was the CNN of the black community. Hip-hop was the CNN of the black community. And I just want to be a reporter. I don't even want to be CNN. I just want to be a reporter to report facts, to report what is going on, history, to report what I see, and to vividly and lyrically bring it across to help you see what I am seeing. And if my music changes your mindset, that is in a good way. That's what music is supposed to do, change your mindset in a good way. Public Enemy changed a lot of people's mindsets in a good way. James Cleveland, the Williams brothers, changed people's minds and hearts in a good way. So that's what I see myself as a reporter, holding down my post and putting out the news of the day, or the news of the year, the news of the decade, and the news be relevant. It be relevant to what's going on today. To answer the question, I'm Rastafari. My culture is reciprocity. My culture is life. My culture is balance. That's the culture. For Rastafari is the philosophy. Culture is the way of life. That's what it is. People may say may think I'm Muslim because of the last name. They don't really understand what's going on. They don't understand or take the time to find out how deep the name goes. Shamesh means my son. You add L to it, it's the son, or the my son, however you want to pronounce that way. But Shamesh is a Sumerian name. Samaria is a place in Macedonia, which is now present day Iraq. Macedonia is in is a region in Southwest Asia, which is now present-day Iraq, but it's in between the Euphrates and the Tigris rivers. That's Africa. We don't know. That's my name. The last name is an African name. It's Enoch El Shamesh, the sun. You want to go deeper, the light, the illuminated one. You can take it how you want to take it, but the root of it is El Shamesh. I didn't want to go on a tangent, but to answer the question that the Queen asked, I'm Rastafarian. The culture is the way of life. That's what it is. And thank y'all for tuning in to another episode of What Made Me, Part 3. Big up to everybody who sent the questions, and hopefully I answered all of them. So thank you, because I know that I was resting on some people's hearts and minds, and I wanted to take the time out throughout this documentary to answer those questions. So give thanks. Jah Rastafari Selassie.